Some animals are declared extinct, and that's supposed to be the end of the story. But what if it's not? What if deep in the jungle, under the ocean, something actually survived? In this video, we're looking at 6 animals the world thought were gone forever, but might still be out there living. Some have been spotted, others caught on camera, and a few have some really weird stories that are hard to ignore. The Honshu wolf was like a ghost living in the mountains of Japan, but it was real. This small wolf, also called the Japanese wolf, used to roam the forests of Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu, Japan's biggest islands. It wasn't big or scary like the wolves you see in movies. It was actually the smallest wolf ever recorded, around the size of a large dog. But it was smart and fast, and it knew how to survive in rough mountain areas. A long time ago, farmers believed these wolves were protectors. They thought the wolves helped by hunting animals that destroyed crops like wild boars. Some people even left food out for the wolves as a thank you. But that all changed when cities grew and more people moved in. The wolves started to be seen as a problem, not a help. Then came the viral disease, rabies. In the 1800s, the disease spread to Japan and infected the wolves. Some got sick, acted strange, and attacked people or animals. People got scared, and the government started paying hunters to kill them. Between hunting, sickness, and forests getting cut down, the Honshu wolf was wiped out. By 1905, it was declared extinct. But here's where it gets strange. People kept seeing these animals. Hikers, hunters, and even scientists claimed they saw wolf-like animals in the mountains, too big to be a dog and too wild to be anything else. In 1996, someone even took a photo of a strange animal that looked just like a Honshu wolf. No one could say for sure what it was. Some believe these wolves might still be alive, hiding deep in the mountains where barely anyone goes. Japan has thick, quiet forests where a wild animal could easily stay hidden for years. So maybe the Honshu wolf didn't disappear after all. And next up, we're leaving the forest behind and heading somewhere even more dangerous. This next creature was built for power, and it may still be out there. The terror bird wasn't just a cool nickname. This thing was huge, fast, and could crush bones with its beak. If you saw one coming toward you, running full speed, you'd probably think a dinosaur was chasing you. Terror birds lived in South America and ruled the land after the dinosaurs went extinct. Some of them stood over 10 feet tall and weighed almost 1,000 pounds. They couldn't fly, but they didn't need to. Their legs were strong, and they could run up to 40 miles per hour. Basically, like a giant, angry ostrich. Their heads were massive, and their legs were hooked like an eagle's, perfect for grabbing and tearing apart other animals. Some scientists think they hunted by chasing animals down, kicking them to the ground, and smashing their skulls with one brutal bite. They were fast, deadly, and totally in charge. Most scientists believe terror birds went extinct around 2 million years ago, but not everyone's so sure. In the early 1900s, explorers in South America reported seeing very huge, strange birds deep in the jungle. Some said they looked like giant chickens with scary faces. Others said they found tracks that didn't match any known animal. One of the weirdest stories came from Patagonia, where locals talked about a creature they called the mapinguari. Some described it as a giant bird that walked on 2 legs and made deep growling sounds. A few even said it attacked livestock and vanished into the forest without a trace. And here's the thing, parts of South America are still so wild and unexplored that scientists discover new species there every year. There are thick jungles, mountains, and wide open areas where something big could still be hiding. So maybe the terror bird didn't totally disappear. Maybe it's still out there living somewhere in the jungle, avoiding humans, and living up to its name. And speaking of animals that look like they belong in a horror movie, the next one might be crawling through swamps right now, with jaws strong enough to crush bone. The bunyip sounds like something straight out of a scary fiction story, but some people in Australia swear it's real. For hundreds of years, people living near rivers, lakes, and swamps in Australia have told stories about a strange creature called the bunyip. The name comes from Aboriginal legends and it means devil or evil spirit. But the weird part is, different people across the country described it in very similar ways. They say the bunyip is big, way bigger than any normal animal you'd expect to see near a river. Some say it has a dog-like face, flippers like a seal, and a loud roar that goes across the water. Others say it has a long neck like a horse and sharp teeth like a crocodile. Basically, it sounds like a mix of everything terrifying in the animal kingdom. But this isn't just an ancient myth. In the 1800s, European settlers started hearing the same stories, and some even claimed to see it for themselves. Farmers reported missing livestock. Hunters said they found strange tracks in the mud, huge webbed footprints that didn't match anything local. One story even says a skull was found near a creek that looked nothing like any known animal. It was sent to a museum in Sydney, but nobody could figure out what it belonged to. So what was it? Some scientists think the Bunyip legends could be based on real animals that went extinct, like the diprotodon, a giant wombat-like creature that lived in Australia thousands of years ago. Others think it might be an unknown species that's really good at staying hidden in the wild. And when you think about how huge and empty parts of Australia are, miles of swampy land, thick bush and rivers barely touched by people, it's not impossible that something strange could still be out there. Maybe the Bunyip is just a myth, or maybe it's a real animal that's been avoiding humans for centuries. And if you thought this one was spooky, the next creature might be even worse. It doesn't swim or fly, it waits in the dark, and it's got a face you'll probably never forget. The blue tiger sounds like something out of a dream or a glitch in nature. A tiger that's not orange, but blue. That sounds fake, but multiple people say they've seen it with their own eyes. This rare creature is sometimes called the Maltese tiger, and it's been reported mainly in the mountains of southern China. Instead of the usual bright orange and black stripes, this tiger is said to have bluish-grey fur with dark, almost navy blue stripes. Imagine the size and power of a regular tiger, but with the colouring of a storm cloud. The first reports go back to the early 1900s. A hunter named Harry Caldwell claimed he saw a blue tiger in Fujian province. He was so shocked by its colour that he didn't even shoot. He just watched as it disappeared into the trees. Over the years, other hunters, farmers and travellers in the area said the same thing. They all described a huge cat with blue-grey fur, moving silently through the forest like a ghost. But here's the thing, no one has ever captured one. No body, no photos, no video, just stories and a few faded sketches. So what's going on? Some scientists think it's possible. Blue fur isn't common, but it's not impossible in the animal world. There are blue-colored dogs, rabbits and even foxes. It's caused by a genetic mutation called dilution, which makes colors look softer or faded. So, if a tiger had this mutation, its orange fur might turn grey-blue instead. Others believe the blue tiger could still be out there, hiding in remote mountain forests where barely anyone goes. After all, tigers are already masters of stealth. They can blend into the shadows, move without making a sound, and avoid humans like nothing. If one of them looked a little different, who's to say we'd ever find it? And with tiger numbers getting smaller and forests getting cut down, it's also possible the blue tiger existed once and slipped away before we could fully prove it. But who knows? Maybe one day, someone will snap a photo and we'll realize the blue tiger wasn't just a story. Now, if the blue tiger sounds like a joke, the next animal might seem even funnier at first glance, but its story is anything but a joke. The elephant shrew sounds like a made-up animal from a cartoon, but it's real. And for a long time, people thought it was completely gone. Despite the name, it's not actually an elephant or a shrew. It's a tiny mammal, about the size of a mouse, with long back legs like a mini kangaroo and a skinny, trunk-like nose that kind of wiggles around like an elephant's. It uses that nose to sniff out bugs hiding under leaves and dirt. These weird little animals live in parts of Africa and are super fast. They can run up to 18 miles per hour, which is insane for something so small. But they're also really good at hiding, which is probably why they stayed off the radar for so long. One type, called the Somali Sengi, was last seen in the 1970s. After that, nothing, no photos, no tracks, no sightings. Scientists started thinking it had gone extinct. It wasn't even listed in any major studies anymore. It was just gone. But then, something amazing happened. In 2020, after more than 50 years, a group of researchers set up small traps in the rocky deserts of Djibouti. They were looking for any kind of rodent, but what they found shocked them. Right there, in one of the traps, was the long-lost Somali elephant shrew. Not just one, but several of them. They had survived all that time, living quietly in the shadows, completely unnoticed by humans. This proves something super important. Just because we haven't seen an animal in a while doesn't mean it's gone forever. Nature has a way of surprising us, especially in places we don't look very often. The elephant shrew went from probably extinct to alive and running in the wild. And who knows how many other extinct animals are doing the exact same thing. The Mokele-Mbembe is like Africa's version of the Loch Ness monster, but way bigger and way scarier. For over 200 years, people living near the Congo River in Central Africa have told stories about a huge creature that lives deep in the jungle. They call it the Mokele-Mbembe, which means the one who stops the flow of rivers. That alone should tell you how big this thing is supposed to be. Locals describe it as having a long neck, a thick body like an elephant's, and a tail like a crocodile. Some say it looks just like a dinosaur, specifically a sauropod, like the ones with long necks from the Jurassic period. The idea that a real-life dinosaur might still be hiding out in the rainforest sounds insane, but it's a story that keeps coming up. What makes this one really interesting is how consistent the descriptions are. Villagers from different areas, who've never met each other, describe the exact same animal. And many say it's not just legend. They've seen it with their own eyes. Some say it's attacked boats. Others say it avoids humans completely and only comes out when the rivers are quiet. In the 1900s, a bunch of explorers went looking for it. A few claimed they saw strange shapes moving in the water. Others said they heard loud splashes and roars deep in the swamp, but couldn't see what caused them. So what is it? Some think it's just a misidentified hippo or elephant. Others believe it could be a completely unknown species, or something ancient that somehow survived in one of the most unexplored parts of the planet. The Congo Basin is massive. It's full of thick jungles, deep rivers, and areas that almost no one has studied. If any place could hide a giant animal for centuries, it's right there. Maybe the Mokele-Mbembe is just a myth passed down through generations. Or maybe it's the last living dinosaur, still walking around where no one dares to go. So what do you think? Is there any chance one of these animals might still be living and hiding somewhere in this world? If you don't think so, watch this video right here to change your mind. I go even deeper into stories of extinct animals that might still be alive. And trust me, some of them are absolutely wild.